It's time for some good old-fashioned benchmarks. Hey guys, welcome to Frame Chasers. Really basic video today. I'm just going to be throwing a whole bunch of numbers at you. We're going to be continuing down the stack here with all the charts that I've collected already before the Ampere launch. I'm just going to add the 3080 and the 3090 on top of all the numbers that I've already collected thus far. But with the launch of Ampere, we know that these cards scale a bit better in 4K. So all the numbers that I've had up till now have been 1080p like max settings because we have like RX 570 numbers in there and shit. But now with these cards in 4K, I'm gonna start 4K charts as well, starting from the 2080 Ti and up. In my opinion, you shouldn't really be playing 4K unless you have a 2080 Ti or up. No other cards are really powerful enough to do it. Maybe the 3070 might be, but 2080 Super and down 4K is not for you, really. So anyway, we got a whole bunch of numbers here for you. Pause the video if you want to go over them a little bit slower. But I'm just going to post up the graph to some sweet techno music. Techno. But same as always, it's going to show what the core clock was locked at on core and memory for each card, so you know exactly where the performance is going to be in relative to the other cards. Blah, blah, blah. Test bench is the same. 10900K, 5.3 gigahertz, 4300, C17 RAM, 32 gigs of it. Like, you can't possibly get a faster system than this in terms of CPU, right? So, let's see what the numbers got. Hit that techno.
Have you heard the new song from More Plastic? Well, here goes. I shall pray for you.
I left that last little bit just because Horizon's gorgeous to look at. I recorded that in 4K 60 with my 3090, and I'm just like watching it go by. But yeah, those are the results. That took a hell of a long time. That's why this video came out so late after that last one. Holy shit. Like, doing the 4K ones pretty much doubled all my work. So that's why it just took that long. But it's there, it's done. Numbers have been immortalized for all of time. So there is a lot of data there, and there's a lot of really key points you can pick out if you pay attention to those numbers. I actually had to write down some notes here to like go over them. The 3080. Okay, oh man, let me start. Okay, the 2080 Ti and the 3080 were both running at 500 watts. The 3090 was at 450 watts. The reason being, I'm not gonna shunt the 3090 until I get a water block for it. The thing runs way too damn hot. The even the 3090 was pegged at 75 the entire time. It was insane. So if you notice though, I lost 100 megahertz on the 3080 on the 4K numbers because it was running so hot. Because 4K just pulls that much more power, right? That being said, so on average, the 3080 is clocking about 10% faster than the 3090 is. So, so the 3090 is clocking 10% slower, but it's 10% faster because it has 20% more cores. So SMs. So those SMs are scaling quite well. So once you actually shunt mod the 3090 and get that 10% core speed back, like, and a water block and liquid metal, like if you get the 3090 to 2200 megahertz, yeah, it'll pull like 800 watts, but it could be like 50% faster than 28. Like it could be really fast. But, you know, you might knock out the power to your neighborhood in the process. But who cares? That sounds like a them problem, doesn't it? Now with the 3080, if I had a water block for it and liquid metal on it, could probably push it to 2.2 gigahertz as well. That's another 5% clock speed. So what we're actually seeing is these GPUs are not memory bottlenecked at all. So when you increase the core clock speed, it scales like linearly. Like so if you increase the clock speed by 10%, you get that 10% performance boost because it's not held back by the bandwidth at all. It's actually really, it's like nice. It's really good. That's the pro. So even though the GDDR6X is like hungry as shit and it's inefficient and that shit's fast, man, and it's letting that those cores feed the data like with no bottleneck. So the 3080 is about 10 to 15% faster at the same wattage than the 2080 Ti. And that's from like 300 watts to 500 watts all the way up. It scales linearly with the 2080 Ti. So 10% up and down, 15% up and down. So you can essentially say that the 8 nanometer node shrink plus the Ampere architecture, it's not 15% IPC, but it's like 10% IPC and like 5% efficiency, you know what I mean? But it's around 15%. So if you do have a 2080 Ti, you gotta pass on the 3080, it's 10%, same shit. Like I wasn't saying the whole time. So the 3090 though, that thing is a monster. If you know how to tame the girl properly. The 3090 is like a double-edged sword because the numbers that you see out there where they're all like 10% faster, it's because the power limits on those cards are so low. The For the Win 3 has 450 out of the box, right? That's why my numbers are going to be so much higher than everybody else's. Just that extra like 100 watts makes a huge difference. The double-edged sword comes into play. So let's say the 3080, so a shunt modded 3080 is still 10% slower than a 450 watt 3090, right? So if you crank that 3090 to like 700 watts, you could get like 30% faster than a shunt modded 3080. Because those cores scale with clock speed. The bandwidth is there. It's all there. It's like NVIDIA did it again, man. They created something and then locked it behind a power. Well, obviously, this time actually makes a little bit more sense because like Turing was a shit show. Turing, they did that for product segmentation. But like the 3090 comes with 450 watts and it's like power limited. Like that's the Samsung Note is shit, but it can scale. Like if you want it to, it will. If you've ever owned or played around with a Vega, this is the same. This is Nvidia's Vega. You put it underwater, and I remember when I used to tweak around with Vegas, I would put a water block on a Vega, clock that shit to like 1775 megahertz. It would draw like 420 watts or whatever, but that scaled all the way up. Like it didn't stop scaling. This is Nvidia's Vega, and I loved Vega. Vega was like one of my favorite architectures. I know it got a bad rep, but man, I loved tweaking Vega. It was so fun. So these numbers are gonna sit here, and I'm going to revisit them when I get my water block for my 3080 and my 3090. And then we're gonna see like 1 kilowatt numbers, and I don't give a shit. We're gonna see what happens, and it's gonna be epic. And I don't know if AMD's gonna win with a kilowatt 3090, but if they get within 10% at 500 watts, that might be the better option. Anyway, guys, rewind the video, pause it on any kind of numbers that you want to compare with your own. I put the settings there. What we're gonna do this Saturday on Twitch, GPU Z and NV Flash do work with Ampere cards now. So what I'm gonna do on stream this Saturday, I'll say from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time, I'll be on there, depending on when I wake up. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna flash the 480 watt Strix BIOS on there, and then we're gonna see what we can get with next to 30 watts. We're also going to check, this is my own curiosity, if you lower, because the 3090 has so much memory bandwidth, you can actually lower the clock speed on the RAM to save power budget. So what I want to try is if you lower the RAM speed to 16 gigabit per second or something, can you increase the power budget for the core even more and clock it higher, right? Can you lower the RAM speed and increase the clock speed so that you find like an optimal scaling middle ground? You know what I mean? We'll do that this Saturday. Join it if that kind of thing interests you. If you want to join the Discord, but you're financially in a rough place, come join the Twitch stream on Saturdays or Tuesdays, and I'll give you a Discord link, no problem. We have a sick community in there. We talk about hardware, how to get cards, all that jazz. And the only reason I have it blocked off is to keep the trolls out. At least if you come to the Twitch and you interact with me, and I know you're not a dickhead, 100%, come join the party kind of thing, right? Anyway, guys, that's it for this one. Hope you liked the hard work. If you did, hit that subscribe button. Let's keep that number going. Do all that YouTube SEO stuff for me. If you have any questions on any of the settings that I use for any of these games, voltages, temperatures, anything at all, post the comments down below and I'll totally answer you. And see you guys Saturday. Talk to you later.